Well, John, your take on today's narrow defeat?
I'm gutted for the lads that they put everything in to the performance. And yeah, we couldn't quite get there. It was a really tough game. I thought Sunderland are an excellent side. They've got excellent players all over the pitch that we saw today. Some real threats at this level. And yeah, no, I thought we did well. We shot ourselves in the foot for the goal. Of course, there's always going to be opportunities where Sunderland have chances, but I thought we created enough in the first half to cause them issues and came out in the second half pretty well. We pressed them really well, pressed them high. There's a bit of frustration from the fans towards the second half. Obviously, the red card changes the game, but at that point, we wanted to stay in it till sort of 80, 85 minutes and make the change off the back of that. I thought it was really important that we had a good 10-minute spell, which we did in the end, and yeah, we just couldn't quite get there. So overall, look very, very pleased with the performance, much more positive than the previous away game that we played, and we've put that to bed. And I think should install some belief in the lads that we can come away to these places and really make a fist of it. You
mentioned the early goal conceded, but it was a good reaction from the boys. So what particularly pleased you about the response from it?
I just thought we didn't go under. I thought that in the Derby and the Bristol City games we scored, we conceded a goal and then it was all too much for us and we went under off the back of that, and we just didn't do that today. We actually grew into the game really well. We created a couple of chances. Murph had that really good chance in the first half. Paddy with a couple of bits down the right-hand side. And it's never going to be a game where we sort of completely dominate everything. And yeah, I thought we stayed in it. We stayed in it really well. Yeah, a couple of good saves. We rode our luck at times with some good blocks, but that's what you have to do. I think that's what you have to do against if you have 11 men, let alone when you've got 10. And really, really pleasing that we nearly got through it with a point.
Yeah, I suppose in comparison to that previous away game at Bristol City, we've taken a step and created plenty of chances throughout that 90 minutes as well.
Yeah, and we've had two really good performances off the back of the really disappointing trip to Bristol City. So I think there should be a lot of positivity in the changing room and amongst the fan base. I'm sure there will be. I think everybody with an objective head will see that's real progress. The big challenge for us is to make sure we stay on top of that, particularly away from home. We've got 2 more away games coming up. We've got to be on top of ourselves there. And try and pick up as many points as possible.
What did you say at half time? How did they react to that in the second half?
Just that we didn't have a huge amount to say. I didn't think that Sunderland caused us a huge amount of problems. We gave the ball a couple of times, and Sunderland broke on us. I thought that if we landed on second balls, we looked a good threat going the other way, and if we didn't, then they had the pace and the power and the athleticism to hurt us the other way. That's always going to happen. We're willing to concede that, but the big message was don't panic. Make sure we're still in the game on the 60th minute, and yeah, we did that. Obviously, we're going to try and be positive and score as well, which we had a couple of half chances at the start of the second half, but it was just to make sure that we stayed focused, stayed calm, and gave ourselves a chance to get back in the game.
In terms of battle and spirit and fight and effort, I suppose you can't really ask for much more out there.
No, it was all there. It was all there in abundance, and that I thought was probably missing against Bristol City, and that was disappointing. We can never have that again, and so you're really, really pleased with that. Like I said, against the top side who will be challenging for the automatic promotion spots. So I think it just goes to show that we're nearly there. We don't want to be nearly men. We want to make sure that we actually get there and we make those improvements. And I think we're close.
First glimpse of Rob Atkinson. How do you assess the performance from what you saw from him today?
I thought he looked great when he came on, to be honest. I thought he defended well, passed the ball through lines a couple of times. So I'm really pleased. And I know Rob really well and know what he's all about, so it doesn't surprise me.
And just finally, a word for the travelling supporters, around 1,000 of them today, braving the conditions on the way up to show their support today at the Stadium of Light. Yeah,
just massive thanks for them. We've let ourselves down in the previous month with a couple of really poor away performances, and I got the feeling that obviously I think the fans are just really fair with us and they want to see performances. Sometimes you don't get the results, and they want to see all those things you spoke about, the endeavour, the spirit, the work rate, and we've got that today. And that's a sort of slight kind of comfort, I think, for the Portsmouth fans travelling home, because it was one heck of a journey that we obviously made as well, and through all the weather and all of the closures and everything, just massive appreciation for the support.